to the podium is a man who, you know, if you heard Steven describe him, sublime boxer. But don't let the smooth taste fool you now. He's got some pop. You can ask Jose Akhi. You can also ask Anthony Dirrell. CBS Sports, boxing scene, knockout of the year. Just 30 years old, 22-1. He's got 13 knockouts. Of course, coming from the Ville, Nashville, now living out of Las Vegas, he's known as Sweet Hands. Caleb Sweet Hands Plant.
What's going on, everybody? Want to thank Al Heyman, Luis de Cubas, my manager. Want to thank Steven Espinoza and Showtime. Thank everybody for coming out today. And we got a big fight on our hands, but that's good. That's what boxing needs, is big fights. And I want to be someone to help deliver that to the boxing world. I'm sure he does too. You know, coming off of an 11-month layoff after the Canelo fight, I could have chose somebody to get in the ring with that no one knew, some nobody, just some sparring session of a match. But, you know, I told my team I want to make the biggest fight possible. And that may not be the biggest fight out there, but give me the biggest fight possible. They came back to me with two-time former world champ, Anthony Dirrell. And he was ranked high enough in the WBC to make that a 12-round, a WBC title eliminator. And you being the interim champ, and that being a title eliminator means I fight him, that means we get it on next, right?
You were pressured. You didn't want to fight. That's why you got all those fucking demands.
Huh?
You got fucking pressure. You didn't want to fight. What did you ask for? 22-foot boxing ring? Rival gloves?
No,
Blue corner? You want to come as a champion? Who's the champion? David, the Mexican monster is the champion. You want to come out as a champion.
David said, let me talk. So being a 12-round, you know, a title eliminator, that means I know I'm next in line to fight for the interim champ, which is David. And so going into the Dirrell fight, I knew what was happening next. I knew the plan. And so, you know, the narrative of me being pressured or bullied or cornered into, you know, having to fight him is not the case. I knew going in, hey, 12-round title eliminator, that means interim belt next. And, you know, the winner of this fight comes Canelo's mandatory for the WBC world title. So I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm in the fight that I want. You know, in 2017, when David beat Ronald Graville, I was waiting, you know, right at the bottom of the stairs saying, hey, let's make it happen. Let's do it. In 2019, I won a world title. 2020, me and my team, we reach out to Samson and say, hey, would you guys like to make something happen? He said, no, it's not time yet. You know, we need to let that fight marinate. We need to let it, you know, stay on the show for a minute, build it up, whatever. I don't know his intentions. So I go off on my mandatories. In the meantime, he loses his belt for a second time. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, let's fight. Well, I got the Canelo fight on the line now. So why would I toss that away to fight you? I don't know if you're going to show up on weight. I don't know if you're going to, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. So why would I throw that chance away to fight for Undisputed, to fight a future Hall of Famer, to fight someone, you know, one of the biggest fights in boxing. That's why we're in this, right? To have the biggest fights. So that's the fight I took, the Canelo fight. And March 25th, you ain't got to worry about me pulling out.
Show up.
I'm going to show up.
Take care of those fragile hands.
Yep.
Okay, show up.
Because remember, this ain't my first big fight.
I want to see you.
This ain't my first one. I've been here before, and I've done it.
Show up.
And when I show up on weight, and I don't test positive for cocaine neither. So don't worry about me
knocked
showing
the
up.
fuck out already, but Canelo put you to sleep. That's exactly what I'm gonna do to you too.
Hey,
you're fucking
at the highest level.
At the highest level, you still hit like a bitch. You got 13 fucking knockouts
Say
already.
what?
Fucking fight. You hit like a little bitch.
Ask Anthony Dirrell. What I do to Anthony Dirrell?
Finish what the fuck you gotta say.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Finish what you gotta say.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
You're scared. You're scared. Look at you.
There's
You're
a lot of
scared.
tough guy, rah stuff. You know,
Yeah,
even
this fucking guy, he fucking looks like he's about to cry. Look at his fucking eyes. I know a pussy when I see one.
yeah. Even his dad, you know, senior, he calls all types of fighters bitches and pussies. And,
I respect everybody. You a bitch. I respect everybody.
You may, you know, you may hear a banter between fighters. You may even hear a fighter say something like, I've never lost to a white boy and I'm not about to start now.
Who the fuck said
We-
that? When did I
Anthony
fucking say
Dirrell?
that? Am I Anthony Dirrell?
I'm not talking
Am
about
I
you.
Anthony Dirrell? So don't bring that up. Like if I'm the one saying that shit too.
I didn't say you said that.
Finish what the fuck you gotta say.
Then shut
Let
the
me
fuck
get
up and
wait,
quit
wait,
interrupting.
Man, we could have got outside the fucking hotel. You a fucking pussy, you had all these fucking people with you.
This dude ain't scared.
You ain't saying that's what
He's so mad.
so mad. I'm about to beat the fuck
He's so
out of
mad. You're not gonna do
you. I'm about to
nothing.
beat the fuck out the pussy right here.
So anyways, you know, you
guys don't have no fucking
hear Jose Senior, you know, he calls fighters bitches and pussies, and you may hear that between fighters, but you don't normally hear boxing coaches talking like that. And the reason you don't really hear that is because a lot of boxing trainers,
You should hurry up.
they've been in the ring.
You gotta go run, brother.
They've been in the
You gotta
ring.
go
They
run.
fought before.
Go exercise so you can
But
run.
you've never
They're
fought.
gonna close the fucking track.
You've never made that walk. You never had to lace up a pair of gloves to feed your
You're a
family.
bitch.
You don't know what it's like.
You're a bitch.
So
Sit
it's
down.
easy for you to toss those words
You're a
around
bitch.
because you never had to do it.
You're a bitch.
You never had to do it.
Gary, look at you. You wanna cry?
Yeah, I want to cry. So anyways, March 25th, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in shape. I'm going to be on weight. I ain't going to be on cocaine. And I'm going to whoop his
Yeah,
ass.
show up.
Thank you, Caleb. Good, good.
Should have fucking brought your glasses so we could slap you in the face.
All right, now, coming to the podium. It's fine. You're fine. Coming to the podium. Unbeaten. He's 26-0, 23 knockouts. He is the former two-time WBC super middleweight champion of the world. He has been nicknamed the Mexican Monster. He is David Benavidez.
First of all, I want to thank God because without him, none of this is possible. Secondly, I want to thank Al Heyman, Samson Lukowicz, Lisa Kubas, my father Jose Benavidez, and David Garcia. This has been a fight in the making for the past 5 years, and I couldn't have come at a better time. I'm at my best right now, mentally and physically. There's been a lot of shit talking going back and forth, but on March 25th, I get to put hands on Caleb Plant. And trust me, when I say, I'm gonna beat the fucking living shit out of you, pussy. I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you. Yo, yeah, and then when you're in the fucking ground bleeding from your fucking mouth, you gonna realize how to respect a real fucking monster. That's real. What? I'm scared because I'm fucking...
David, leave him alone. He's about to cry.
This dude, man, he has 13 knockouts. He thinks just because he knocked fucking Anthony Dirrell out, that's supposed to be something to me. I beat the shit out of Anthony Dirrell when I was 23 years old. I was champion before you. I got 3 fucking belts right now. Man, I'm what you want to fucking be. You're an old fuck. You're a fucking chump. You ain't nothing. And watch, March 25th, mark my words, I'm going to put this motherfucker in the hospital.
All right. All right, guys, let's get in. Let's just talk about the fight here. David, I'll come to you first. Significant fight in this weight division. Tell us, from your perspective, how did this fight get made? Because we've been waiting for so long. Yes.
Well, this fight, it happened at the right time. He had a sensational win with Anthony Dirrell. I take nothing away from that. And I felt like it was the right move to make for both of us. We both needed a step up in class. I've been wanting to fight him for a long, long time. And then now they made the winner of this fight the mandatory for Canelo. So it couldn't come at a better time. I'm super motivated right now. I'm pumped and I can't wait.
Caleb, you kind of gave us a good timeline, and we hear, and look, we see, it's not like, look, Stephen Wonder can see you guys don't like each other. But I think the question I think most boxing fans want to know, when did the bad blood start? How did it start?
Well, I think, just natural. David's obviously one of the top in the division. I'm obviously one of the top in the division. And, just agreeing to disagree on who's better, I believe is how it started. He thinks he's better than me, and that's fine. He should feel like that. What great fighter doesn't feel like he's the best? And, I feel the same way. Then it slowly just starts to build over time. And, when it kind of became more than just regular fighter to fighter banter, going back and forth is when, he started bringing up, my daughter Aaliyah's name and Senior I'm talking about. And, even like liking pictures of social media, me and my daughter Leah in the hospital bed, just different things like that. And once it got to that, it was like past, oh, I'm better than you, or, you can't beat me, I'll beat you up. Once you start bringing someone's kids into it and, people's wives or anything like that, to me, that's past the point of return.
Just to get that clear, you gotta check out. You gotta go check the internet about your life. I didn't make that shit up, man. I got respect for your daughter. I have kids. You gotta stop that shit, bro. You check out his story life, and you'll see what he's talking about. I didn't make that shit up.
David, we've heard you, obviously up here saying what you were going to do. You were quoted in the boxing scene by saying, quote, "I'm going to break his effing mouth, and I guarantee you I am going to spark knock him out." But you also told E! News, Ellie Setback, quote, "I'm going to give him the worst beating he's ever had, and his corner is going to have to stop the fight. And I'm going to enjoy watching him quit on the stool like a bee." So I guess which one is it?
So when I did that interview with Ellie, it was 2 weeks ago. Now, I wake up feeling different every day. But I feel like, for me, what the fans want to see, they want to go in there and they want to see a knockout. And he could try to act like I'm not like that, but look at my record. 26-0, 23 knockouts. Look at everybody how they look after I fight them. They're beat the fuck up. His partner in training. And I don't want to be a dick either, because I love Kyron and Davis, but I don't, when I get up in here, I don't play around. They know what I am. I'm a Mexican monster. This is exactly what I do, and he's no fucking different. He's no different from any other fighter that I fought. So he's going to see March 25th.
Caleb, you guys certainly had back and forth on social media, and you said, quote, "There are wolves and there are sheep, and if you don't know which one you are, then you aren't a wolf." Explain to us what you were talking about when you said that to David.
No. That's not what I said to David. That was just, a caption on an Instagram post of me on it. That had nothing to do with David. That's just for life in general, In life, if you want to succeed, you got to be a wolf. And there's a wolf and there's sheep. And if you don't know which one you are, then you probably aren't a wolf. So,
David he's repeated a number of things that, Jose Uzcategui, I remember him saying about you. Anthony Dirrell said the same thing about you, that, look, all this guy's going to do is run around the ring.
I'm not Uzcategui, and I'm not Anthony Dirrell either.
You knocked Uzcategui down a couple times. We saw what you did to Anthony Dirrell. What does David Benavidez need to know about Caleb Plant and the power he has in his hands on March 25th?
March 25th, I'm coming. I'm going to be fully prepared. And I've been at this level before. I've done this before, and I know what it takes. And so, from now till March 25th, it's really just about who can train the hardest from now till then, and who can keep their foot on the gas without taking it off during camp.
Hey, but he know how the canvas feels too, so I'm gonna put him back on that motherfucker.
What do you say?
Oh, so you don't know how the canvas feels? You ain't been laid out before.
Canvas.
The canvas. Now you don't fucking understand it, what?
I don't know. I can't understand what you're saying. The canvas.
The floor.
What about it?
You've been
Be laying down.
Okay. You've been on the fucking floor already, so I'm gonna put you
and
back
you've been on the
floor.
canvas too. You got dropped by Ronald Graville.
I didn't get fucking put to sleep like you.
I ain't get fucking
put to sleep like you. You got knocked the fuck out in front of everybody.
Hey, I got back
You're
up.
talking about you don't know if you're a fucking wolf or a sheep, motherfucker. You've been on the floor. You a sheep. So what are you talking about? You ain't no fucking wolf.
Sheep don't get to sit up
You
there.
a fucking sheep, bro.
Sheep don't get to
Man,
sit up there.
One of the things.
That motherfucker's so hurt, he thinks he won that fight.
And you aren't a sheep.
Hold on,
Hey,
Jose.
David, and you aren't a sheep either. I don't think you're a sheep.
One of the things
You
that
don't get to sit up here on the stage. I know you're a wolf. I'm a wolf too. And you touched the canvas. I touched the canvas. I know I got stopped, but I got right
You
back
got knocked
up.
out.
And I wanted to continue, but hey, the ref did his job. It was a good stoppage, and I took my hat to Canelo. He's a great fighter, but
one of the things
that's
that
not no knock on me.
Yeah, one of the things that Jose talked about, and you can address this too, Caleb, is, he said, listen, Caleb Plant wanted a bigger ring. We've agreed to give him a bigger ring. Tell us why, if that's true.
After the fight with Dirrell, I knew that it was time to move forward and make the fight with David. And if, we couldn't get that done, I was trying to step to Charlo and see if we can make that happen as well. Louis said, what would it take?
What does that have to do with the bigger ring? What does you trying to fight Charlo have to do with
Yeah, I
you
know. I'm
requesting
getting
a
to
bigger
it.
ring?
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
How about if I would have said no to a blue corner? You know, I said yes to everything. They're like asking, saying,
These guys
you can
are
ask
just
David.
like
I said,
Dirrell,
"Oh,
it's
fucking David
crazy."
doesn't give a fuck. He'll take whatever. He just wants to get you in the fight on the ring.
Got it. Go ahead. Answer.
Okay. And, you know, he said, what would it take to make that fight happen? I gave him a list of some things that I thought that, you know, I wanted to have. And within like a day or two, he came back and he said, done deal. And, you know, even from Jose Sr.'s side and David's side, he said as soon as they came to him with those negotiations, he just immediately, you know, said yes to everything because he thought I was giving, you know, trying to get out of something or something like that. But, you know, if you're going to, as soon as they bring something to you, just say yes to everything. That's not really a negotiating tactic. So it's not my problem that you said, it's not my problem that you said yeah to everything as soon as they brought it to you. And, you know, I said, hey, what about a 22 by 22 foot ring? What about it being in Las Vegas? As far as the rival gloves, you wear rival gloves every fight.
What about if I would have said no to blue
So I
corner?
had no request for you to wear a certain glove, or I'm wearing brands. So if I had a request, I would make you wear the same gloves as me. I wouldn't make you wear different gloves than me. So that don't make no sense. So as far as the gloves, I ain't got no idea about that. My contract says a glove of your choice.
David, how important is this fight to this weight division and to the sport in general?
This is the most important fight in my career to this day. I feel like after this fight, I'm gonna just pass that threshold and get to where I wanted to be. The goal I had for myself when I was a little kid, when I said I wanted a pay-per-view star, that's what's gonna happen after this fight. And it's I feel like every fighter has one of these fights, one of the grudge matches that really brings the best out of them. And I know I don't like Caleb Plant at all, but I want to thank him too for bringing this animal out of me because this is the hardest I've ever worked. I've been training like a fucking animal, and I'm very excited, and I'm happy to show. I'm gonna be happy to show the people and give all my fans a good knockout because this is gonna be a hell of a fight. It's not gonna be easy, but we're definitely gonna go in and we're gonna get the knockout.
And I know you've been training because obviously for the Katagi fight, at one point you were going to fight him. Any fear of overtraining? Because you've been in camp for a long time, it seems like.
Well, you have to, I mean, if you're a professional boxer, this is my profession. I mean, I don't put a lot of stuff on Instagram, but I'm always training. I only take 3 weeks after my fight. And I train. You know, as a fighter, I've been professional 10 years. You have to know when to push it up and when to pull it down. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's no fear of overtraining at all.
Do you believe, I know that has come out, do you believe Caleb's been spying on your camp?
He's been looking at my guy's fucking Daniel Blanca's dad's story. He looks at my videographer Jeremy's story, and then his photographer started following them. So I mean, if we're gonna fight each other, I'm not gonna go look at his stuff. Why am I gonna look at his stuff?
Caleb, I'll ask you the same questions. Ask him. How important is this fight to the 168-pound division and to the sport?
It's super important. You know, me and David have both been at the top of the division for, you know, some time now. And, you know, the time of now, kind of how he said, perfect timing. And I also think it's important for the sport in general to let these up.
How you guys doing today? Privileged to be in this spot. Get to showcase our hard work against a great fighter in David Benavidez. I feel like I got a great fighter in Caleb Plant. I'm very, I'm just ecstatic to show what we've been working on March 25th. You know, everybody's talking about bad blood between Caleb and David, but you know, at the end of the day, these kids got to fight on March the 25th. So all of the bad blood, it really don't matter because they can settle it, you know, in about 7 weeks. And at the top level of boxing, we kind of all need each other to make money. You know, if we don't take these fights, we can't provide a certain kind of lifestyle for our family. So, you know, I'm glad, you know, this was an easy fight to make. Caleb called me, told me he was making a fight. I know Team Benavidez wanted to fight for a very long time. So here we are. We've already been in camp for a couple of weeks. And I just can't wait to go. I don't have much to say. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brett. Then, now to the Benavidez side of it. Bring here to the podium. This man, he's also the trainer. He's the manager of David Benavidez, and most importantly, his father, Jose Benavidez Sr.
Well, first of all, I want to thank God for giving me the opportunity to be here. I want to thank all the fans, the media, Samson, our promoter, Picasso, also TGB, Al Heyman for this big opportunity. I'm just telling you guys, this fight is going to be a good fight. You guys got to get your pay-per-view fight. Also, before I forget, I want to thank my team. We brought Memo Heredia to the team, my assistant coaches, Javi, Poncho, because I can't keep up with the Mexican monster. Getting hit too hard. So I need assistance, and I have like about 4 assistants. I guarantee you guys are going to have a good fight, an exciting fight, May 25th. Don't miss it. Buy your pay-per-views, because guys, we're going to fuck this guy up. We're going to send him to a hospital. Thank you.
All right then. But March 25th. We'll make sure we got that right. All right.